Hello everyone, I am Janie of Mindful Sojourn and I'm back in the studio. The first craft fair was fun but not as successful as I would have liked. I did have one sale, sadly to report, but I'm excited because it was one of my decorated and upcycled film cartridges. Not that one, let me see, it was... Well, I can't get to it right now. It's still in the bag, but it was one of my ornaments that had seashells. So the film cartridge was painted sparkly blue, and then I glued on some miniature seashells, and it had a string for making it an ornament. So I was excited that that was one of my first sales, just because one of my first loves or passions is photography. So I don't know, I was just inspired by that. It was a small craft fair, so I didn't have high expectations. We didn't get a ton of traffic, but one of the other vendors is interested in this journal, and she didn't have a chance to stop by my booth and actually interact with this journal. So I thought I would do a flip through because I haven't really recorded any up close flip throughs of this batch. So here we are. I love this fabric. My plan or goal for this journal was to make it fall themed, and I think, the first things that stood out to me about this fabric were the mushrooms, but the more I got to looking at it, this is really like an all season fabric. If you look at all of the different symbols, you've got like the rabbits and the bees for spring, you've got what appears to be like Christmas trees and deer for Yuletide or Christmas, and then the fall, of course, and autumn, and back to spring and summer. And I don't know, I have loved this fabric ever since I found it. But because I was going for the fall theme here on the cover, I chose to, I guess, highlight the mushrooms. And then this is the first signature. So this journal, all of the signatures have a decorative scrapbook cover that I've left blank. You could put down some of your pressed leaves that you foraged from a fall hike. You could stick down a photo. So I like to leave this beautiful, like, decorative page untouched. That way the recipient can decide what they want to do with it. And then the inside as well. This is a totally blank page. You could fill it with all text and writing if you are looking for more of a writing journal. And on that note, there are just additional writing spaces throughout the journal. In this case, it's in the form of this scrappy notepad. So you may not want to do heavy journaling on this, but you could use it as a little planner of sorts, and write reminders, and you can easily tear those out. This is removable, by the way, and so they're just hand sewn here with thread, so you could tear those pages out and use this how you want it. So you'll find hidden writing spaces like that throughout the journal, and so this page could either be left blank for writing, or if you're more into the scrapbooking and you have a lot of things that you want to store, you can go ahead and glue that down to keep it fixed, and then you can either glue other things down like pictures or envelopes to use for storage. And again, this can be used for writing or scrapbooking. I like to leave, I love the sheet music, so I like to leave that blank because this could be a really nice Polaroid picture frame to just stick a photo down, or so I like to leave a lot of freedom for customization for the recipients. Now, in the future, I may have some other journals that are a little bit more theme focused, or embellished, I should say. And I would be doing, deciding what to do with all of these pages. But for this batch, I just wanted these to be purely customizable. If someone wants to fill all of this blank space with writing and then have embellishments like photos be minimal, that's a possibility. Or you can use some of the ephemera either in your own collection, or the ephemera and other pieces included in this journal. You can, do some glue down some extra pockets. Now, I may go ahead, well, depending on what the potential recipient says they would like with this, I could easily add some more pockets, not necessarily in the writing pages. I could still leave those blank, but maybe add a pocket here, or on some of the other. This is a upcycled book, by the way. It was saved from a library purging. So no brand new and healthy books were destroyed in the making of this journal. That's my disclaimer. A lot of the book pages that I use, on that note, since it came up, I use embellishments from salvaged books, and so that's where you see these the book page embellishments coming from. So like, for example, the inside spine cover of this journal is a page from Lord of the Rings, and that copy that I'm using for my projects, I saved from a library. It was supposed to be weeded and destroyed because I think the spine was damaged. It's a hardback cover, and the spine was damaged, and we had a new copy, and so the librarian decided, to terminate that copy, and I saved it, and so I use it now for my projects. I don't like to use, I collect antique books, and so I don't like to touch my antiques for stuff like this. Those are my babies. And then I also don't like to touch, the books that I'm actually, reading and stuff like that. I'll wait until something like this comes across my path, or it's $1 at the thrift store and it's been written in, and so it's already been damaged, from wear and tear. So I just like to put that out there, because I know there are a lot of book lovers who struggle when they see book pages being used in the process of making junk journals. And again, I just love this spread. It just screams fall. So it could be left as is. This could become writing space in as simple as, this is the easiest way to add writing space. You just take a, piece of paper that you could write on, fill it up, and then just attach it here as a removable piece of paper, and use a paper clip or something like that. And so it's just, this then becomes a space where you store something. So that's one way to use these signature covers. And then of course there can be writing on the inside. So you might have something on the outside, whether it's a photograph or additional writing paper. You still have writing space, or collage space, or scrapbooking space on the inside. So this is completely customizable. This is another removable page, or not page, but a removable piece. So this is a pocket, so you could store a trinket there. And then there's a pocket here on the inside, and this is a belly band. And how am I going to do this one-handed? So a belly band is a spot where you can store something like so. So it might be a folded receipt that you wanted to save from a cafe so you don't forget the name of it, or it could be something you tore out of a newspaper that you didn't want to forget. You can just fold it up, roll it up, and stuff it right through. And again, this is removable, or if you don't want it floating around, you can attach it here and leave it attached either with a paper clip. Now this journal does come with at least one hidden paper clip, which I'll get to that in a minute. So you'll have other pieces like that are basically accessories, like journaling accessories, because if you are an interactive journaler and you like to save things like bookmarks or things from your foraging, like leaves that you have found and pressed, or flowers, and you like to include those in your journal. Where was I going with that? I don't know. My thoughts are running away from me. These books, I love them to death, but like they're so versatile that like my ADD is just like, wait, where was I going with that? There's so many different places that this could go. But anyways, you could attach this with a paper clip, or as I had it before, this can be attached like this over the page. Moving along, you have pockets here for storing, but then writing space above. This small guy here would be, scrapbooking, or you could attach additional writing space. Obviously, writing space and writing space for anyone heavy on the writing side of things, but if you're more into the scrapbooking, these can also become scrapbooking spots if you do any type of collaging, or if you have pictures or things that you want to glue down. Now, I think most of the journals in this set, I am going to be including some scrappy kits, because I haven't glued down a lot of pockets and page embellishments, because there's so many things you can do with all of these pages. These could all be so full of pockets and things, and then with hidden writing spaces. So I haven't done all that can be done with these. So I've gone through my stash of scraps, and I've reused, this was the packaging on a pack of stickers. So I like to repurpose and recycle as much as I can. So this is how I will be including like scrappy kits or scrapbooking kits with each of these smaller journals. The larger ones already have a lot of the pockets and page tucks and page embellishments pre-done. But these smaller ones don't have as much of that. So I will be including things that you could, get creative with in your own way, either by simply, filling the pockets, or if you have some glue or tape on hand and you want to get a little more involved with it, you can attach things. Now, I can do this as well, so I'm just throwing that out there. If there's anyone who's new to this and they want to use one of these journals and you're like, oh, hey, I really like this one. I want to buy this, but I don't want to do all that gluing and taping that you're talking about to add pockets. I am offering for this first batch of journals, if that is what someone would be interested in, I would gladly do that. If you say, hey, take this scrap kit and, you know, glue everything in, glue in all the pockets or tape in or sew in, and I will do that at no additional charge. So these journals in this smaller size, they would be 40, including the scrappy kit, and also including any additional requests that you might have for it, whether it be me gluing down some of the pockets, or including extra paper clips if you want to be able to just paper clip some things in there. I can also include additional writing paper. So if you want additional pages like this, or plain paper, just to have additional space where you can put it wherever you want it. If you want to write it out like it's a letter and then fold it up and stick it in a pocket, it's totally up to you, but I'll be throwing that in as well. So that would be an option to include additional pages for writing. And again, like this could be a pocket. If you don't want to take the time, you know, to go through and do all of that, I will do it. And the reason I'm offering that is because usually journals are more completed like that, where junk journals, I should say. And that if you're familiar with junk journals, you know that is what their style is to be more like a scrapbook plus a journal. And so there will be storage pockets and things like that, but still with writing space. So this first batch of journals, minus these two, actually these still have plenty of room for embellishing and additional decor, but I've just spent more time with these two. These are my, you know, my pride and joy in this craft. I'm really happy with these, and I've spent the most time with those. So those have the most ephemera included and the most work done by me. And so I haven't taken the time to do that with these smaller ones. And so again, if someone is more interested in the writing side, they can take it as is and have all of this writing space. Or if you would like, I can go through and finish it out, deck it out with all of the pockets, and I will include that in this set. So again, they'll have, oh, this one's a fun little card. This can be attached as a removable with a paper clip, or it can be glued down. So you would glue it on this side here, glue it down, and then this would be a fold out. So yeah, they have a lot of room for customization, and so I'm offering that customization, since normally that is what you would get with a completed and fully decorated junk journal. I'll also be including, you know, fun little pull out pieces of ephemera, like this little just scrappy pad in the form or shape of a tag. And it also has this eyelet, so you could attach a string and clip it, or it could become an ornament. And I am being paged. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had a call from maintenance. You know how it is. All right, moving along. So again, just a blank slate here. This is the back of the cover. or the back cover of the signature. I just love, oh, I love this whole spread. I love this journal. This is one that I would use for a fall journal myself. And these pages are great for if you are into pressing flowers or leaves. This is a great place to store them once they're dried and pressed. You could tape them down. You could put a little sheet of vellum, or even if you have like a plastic bag that you would normally throw away, you can just cut it and put your flower or leaf down, and then cut a square out of this bag and tape that over it. That way it's just protected, but you can still see it. So that's just a little DIY upcycling freebie tidbit. So here is the hidden or altered paper clip I was referring to earlier. So this is a hidden paper clip or altered paper clip. Basically, it's just a piece of cardstock scrapbook paper here, and then the paper clip is over that, and then this little piece is glued down over the paper clip, so it's just decorative. And as you saw before, I had it here holding in this removable sheet, or not sheet, this removable booklet. So on this side there is a decorative pocket, and this is just an embellishment, that's just for looks. And then you pull it off and open it up, and there's two pockets on the inside. So it's just a little decorative removable pocket, basically. And I love it because it decorates the page. It adds something pretty to the page to look at, but it is removable. And it's primarily for storage, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be a particular kind of storage. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a ticket or photograph or anything like that. It could simply be a folded up piece of paper, or a letter, or a scrap from a newspaper, whatever you might have on hand that would fit in there. Now moving along, more writing space or scrapbooking space. This is a page that I just did some mark making with. So I took some watercolor paint and dripped it down and just let it just make that design. So I thought it turned out looking pretty cool. So I just included that as a non-blank page. You know, it just gives you something to look at, and it can become the background of, you know, for a photograph or a little envelope. Here are my sunflower seeds that I just harvested. So yeah, moving along, here's a decorated pocket. This one is not removable. It's glued down to the page. So that's one of the few pages that can't really become writing space, unless, of course, as always, you could take a folded up sheet of paper and stick it in the pocket. So there's all kinds of ways to add additional writing space. Again, here, additional pages can be glued or taped down, as well as envelopes. So I have additional envelopes and pockets that could be glued down, and then you could store paper or letters, miniature postcards of some kind, whatever, can be stored in there. I just love the simplicity and the contrast of this. You know, it's a splash and then just blank for writing. And here's another pocket. And the last page of this signature has this decorative pocket, and that's the back, handmade by me. And there you go. So all of these journals this size are like this in that there are not a lot of pockets yet glued down. So there are a few. I'll just show you this one real quick. I'm not going to do a whole flip through, but like this one has some built-in pockets because of the nature of this page being folded, and then this is already glued down, but that's all that I've done with this. So it has just the built-in pockets, but the rest of the pages are blank. So this one is completely customizable. So if you want to, and then this one actually looks like it has less writing space than this one, just from what I'm seeing on this initial flip through. So if you're interested in this journal and you want more writing space, I can give you more writing space. And then these are just some of the additional pockets that will be included, just so you get an idea of what you would be getting. So this is an envelope. It's decorated and it has storage on both sides, and it can be attached as a removable. It can be like so, and of course the decorated side is on this side, or it can be glued down and flipped out, or as always it can be clipped in as a removable. I love this one. This one is really fun. So here is a handmade tag made from a upcycled, recycled book page, manila folder on the back. So this is a journal card if you choose to use it for that. And then this is a dried dandelion. No, not dandelion, daffodil. What am I saying? I can't think. It's a dried daffodil, one of my favorite flowers. And then I machine stitched along the edge and inserted the eyelet. So this can be hung as an ornament if you have a crafty Christmas tree with handmade ornaments, or it can be stuffed in a pocket of your journal. And then here is another little tag. And then where do we open this? Oh, this side is just decorated. I love how that turned out. It opens somewhere. There we go. And it's a journal card. So you can write on the inside. You can write on both sides, but I decided to only do the lines on one side. I just hand drew those. But I decided to leave this side blank because it can also be written on, or it can just be used to, you know, place a picture down or something. So this, I guess it goes this way. So this can be inserted as a removable also. I'm just going to do it like this for now. So you could paper clip it here, and then, or you can tuck it from the bottom of a page like this and clip it this way so that the pockets are facing upward. And then you would open it this way, or on this side it would be like this. And if you did it this way, on this side it would be facing the right way for writing. So things like that will be included. Here's another pocket. This is a handmade pocket with 4 different tuck spots, with some ephemera included. So we've got a sunflower tag, handmade envelope. Oh, and I forgot I put this in here. This is a Polaroid or Instax instant print photo, and it was a dud. I think it turned out either just a solid black or white image, and so I just collaged over it with decorative washi tape, some paper scraps, and then lace over the top. So it's just a faux picture because it still has the frame from the you know, the frame like this around the picture. So it still has the frame, I just, you know, collaged. Anyways, so I just thought I would throw that in. It's interesting, unique little artsy piece, and the envelope is handmade. And this can be, I have a paper clip here already, it can be clipped to a page or it can be glued down so that it becomes a permanent piece on the page. And then of course the scrappy pack, the scrapbook pack. So all of these journals this size will have these junk journaling kits included. That's basically what it is. It's a junk journal kit. You get the handmade book with blank pages and some built-in pockets, and along with your pocket and embellishing kit. So that's this one. And I try to pick scraps and things, of course, that go with the cover theme of the journal. So I actually hadn't yet put together a kit for this one because it does include so many things in it already, like the removable pieces in each signature and the handmade little booklets and stuff. But I'll probably still put together a little scrappy ephemera pack for that one as well, just like I did with this one, especially with some tags. Actually, this is just screaming fall vibes, so I think I'm going to include that in this journal here, the fall one. Yeah, so this is what I'm working with, and I'll probably be doing some more videos like this on these other journals that I have, just to show you what they look like and what will be included with each one. And I will also be getting started on some new projects, some new journals. I think I want to make some that are not junk journals, but traditional writing journals with just writing pages. But the cover will be made from, I have a few different ideas. I can always use fabric like these and keep it simple, but I think I want to experiment with some faux handmade leather. Yes, I think I want to do that. It's been on my back burner for a while I've been working on these journals, and now that I've gotten these to a place of completion, you know, I'm ready to move on. Unless, of course, someone is interested in one of these and you're like, hey, I want this journal, but I want you to glue all this stuff down for me. That's no problem. That I can do easily. So, yep, that's where I'm at. And I'm going to be moving on to these writing journals with the faux leather covers. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next time. Bye.